Right now, as you watch this screen, something extraordinary is happening. Your brain is constructing reality from nothing more than flickering pixels and compressed audio waves. But here's what will keep you awake tonight. What if the glitches you think you see in the world around you aren't glitches at all? What if they're corrections? What if the universe isn't broken? But you are. Stay with me, because by the end of this journey, you'll never look at your own perception the same way again. We live in an age obsessed with the idea that reality might be simulated. Movies, philosophers, even tech moguls suggest we're living inside some cosmic computer program. But what if we've been asking the wrong question entirely? Instead of wondering whether reality is real, what if we should be asking, are we capable of perceiving reality as it truly is? What if the simulation isn't around us but within us? What if consciousness itself is the glitch? Welcome to a perspective that will challenge everything you think you know about existence, perception, and the nature of being itself. Consider this. Right now, photons are bouncing off objects around you, but you don't see photons. Sound waves are vibrating through the air, but you don't hear waves. Your brain takes these raw inputs and creates something entirely different, a constructed experience we call reality. But here's where it gets unsettling. Your brain isn't just passively receiving information. It's actively editing, filtering, and interpreting everything before it reaches your conscious awareness. You're not experiencing the world. You're experiencing your brain's best guess about the world. Think about color. The wavelength of light we call red doesn't inherently possess redness. Your brain assigns that quality. Remove the observer and red ceases to exist. The same applies to every sensation, every emotion, every thought you've ever had. So when you feel like reality is glitching, when things seem off, when synchronicities pile up, when the world feels dreamlike, maybe you're not witnessing errors in the matrix. Maybe you're catching glimpses of the editing process itself. Your consciousness isn't a window to reality. It's a construction project, constantly building and rebuilding the world you think you inhabit. And like any construction project, sometimes the scaffolding shows through. Modern neuroscience reveals something profound. Your brain doesn't wait for reality to happen. It predicts what will happen next, then checks if it was right. You're not living in the present moment. You're living in your brain's prediction of the present moment. This predictive processing explains why time seems to speed up when you're having fun and slow down when you're bored. Your brain is constantly updating its temporal model based on how much new information it's processing. More novelty equals more conscious moments per unit of time. But here's the deeper implication. If your brain is constantly predicting reality, then what you experience as now is actually a sophisticated reconstruction of the recent past, filtered through your expectations of the future. When prediction goes wrong, we get what psychologists call prediction error. That moment when something doesn't match your expectation. Your brain scrambles to update its model, and in that scrambling, you might catch a glimpse behind the curtain of consciousness itself. Those moments of déjà vu, times when reality feels slightly off, when you swear something was different just a moment ago. These aren't glitches in reality. They're glitches in your predictive processing system. They're moments when the construction of your experience becomes visible. Quantum physics tells us that observation changes reality at the fundamental level. But what if this principle extends beyond the microscopic realm? What if consciousness itself is constantly collapsing possibilities into actualities? Every moment, your brain is choosing what to pay attention to from an infinite stream of sensory data. In choosing, it's literally creating your version of reality. The tree falling in the forest doesn't just make no sound without an observer. it may not fall at all. This isn't mysticism. This is information theory applied to consciousness. Your brain has limited processing power, so it must constantly decide what's important enough to render in full detail. Everything else gets compressed, simplified, or ignored entirely. Ever notice how when you learn a new word, you suddenly start hearing it everywhere? The word was always there, but your brain wasn't rendering it as significant. Now it is, and your reality has literally changed. You're not just observing reality, you're participating in its creation through the act of observation itself. Every moment of attention is a moment of cosmic authorship. Here's where we arrive at the central paradox. If you are the glitch, then recognizing yourself as the glitch is itself a glitch. It's a strange loop of self-reference that would make any philosopher dizzy. When you become aware of your own perceptual limitations, you're using those same limited perceptions to recognize the limitations. It's like trying to see your own eyes without a mirror. The very act of observation changes what you're observing, including yourself. This creates what we might call the authenticity paradox. The more you try to see reality as it really is, the more you interfere with the natural flow of your perceptual processing. You become self-conscious about your consciousness, which creates new layers of mental construction. Ancient wisdom traditions understood this. They spoke of beginner's mind, of learning to see without the interference of knowing. They recognized that pure perception requires a kind of unconscious consciousness, an awareness that doesn't interfere with itself. But here's the beautiful irony. In recognizing that you're the glitch, you begin to glitch more consciously. You start to see the patterns in your own pattern making. You become aware of your own awareness. So what does it mean to live with the knowledge that you are the glitch? Does this realization trap you in an endless loop of self-doubt? Or does it free you from the burden of absolute certainty? Perhaps the answer lies in embracing the paradox rather than solving it. Instead of trying to eliminate the glitch, we can learn to dance with it. We can appreciate the poetry of perception, the artistry of consciousness creating itself moment by moment. When you feel reality shifting around you, when synchronicities emerge, when the world seems dreamlike, instead of asking, "Is this real?" you can ask, "What is this experience teaching me about the nature of experience itself?" Your consciousness isn't broken. It's not a bug in the system. It's a feature so sophisticated, so elegant that it can create entire universes of meaning from nothing but neural activity. You're not trapped in a simulation. You are the simulation, and you're the one running it. The glitch is not something to be fixed. It's something to be understood, appreciated, and perhaps even celebrated. Because in the end, what we call glitching might just be consciousness doing exactly what it's supposed to do, creating reality from the raw materials of existence. We began this journey by suggesting that you might be the glitch in your own simulation. But perhaps we've discovered something more profound, that being the glitch is the most human thing of all. In a universe of infinite complexity, consciousness emerged as a way for matter to experience itself subjectively. You're not a glitch in the system. You are the system experiencing itself from the inside, creating meaning and beauty and wonder through the very act of being aware. The next time reality seems to shimmer around the edges, remember, you're not witnessing an error. You're witnessing the miracle of consciousness creating itself, moment by moment, perception by perception, thought by thought. The simulation isn't glitching. You're not glitching either. You're functioning exactly as intended, as a universe experiencing itself subjectively through the beautiful, strange, and wonderful phenomenon we call awareness. And that perhaps is the most elegant glitch of all.